Hey, Cenk, whatever, because Cenk, I believe you're in California. Whatever marijuana you're smoking, I want you to share with the rest of us, because you are out of your mind.
Problem.
Donald Trump is an unpopular president? Are you freaking bananas?
Vinny from the PBD podcast went on Piers Morgan uncensored and absolutely annihilated this woke idiot Cenk Uygur here with the help of Piers Morgan himself as well. Piers and Vinny from the PBD podcast teamed up to just absolutely demolish Cenk Uygur here for his ridiculous talking points around, guess who? Donald Trump once again. Let's get into this clip here where Vinny and Piers Morgan here absolutely annihilate this woke host from the Young Turks, Cenk Uygur.
For a number of years now. And also, I would put this into play. She gets all the money, if it's her, that's been given to Biden. But she also has quite an interesting perspective, if you like, against Trump. She's the former prosecutor. He's the convicted felon. You could see that she could turn that into quite an aggressive attack plan. I mean, does none of that rock your boat?
Yeah. No, look, Kamala Harris, if she wins the open convention, I'm perfectly happy to have her as the candidate. But she hasn't won that yet. And honestly, I got more votes than she did running for president. So I don't know how she's been vetted. She really hasn't. What does she do as vice president? I'm not talking her down. I'm just saying we don't know nearly enough. And I don't want to fall into the trap that you guys are obviously setting. You guys are all Trump fans. So you're like, yeah, pick Kamala or maybe Hillary Clinton. Yeah, that's a great idea. No, let's pick the strongest candidate.
I'm not a Trump.
And
Hang on, Cenk. I'm not a Trump fan. People say to me, you want Trump to win. You're a Trump supporter. No.
Come on, Piers.
I have known Trump. Listen, let me set my stall. I've known Trump nearly 20 years. I get on very well with him personally, albeit we have a few rocky patches. But the bottom line is, I don't have a vote in this race. I'm a British citizen, not an American citizen. I've never told anyone to vote for Trump, and I'm as critical of him as anyone. I've been incredibly critical of Trump, as well as not being afraid to praise him when I think he's right. And for example, if you can't look at the way he responded to being shot and praise him, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, and I praise them for that, of course, because I have eyes and ears. And you know I'm reasonable and I'm honest about all these things. But are you guys being real? I mean, this whole idea of, Donald Trump can't be beat, he climbed like 9 points after the assassination attempt and barely got to 40. He's one of the most unpopular politicians of all time. This lunatic conspiracy theory that the Democrats would want him assassinated. Are you crazy? We want him as our opponent. He's like the weakest candidate possible.
Well, it's no coincidence. Cenk, it is no coincidence
Cenk, come on,
that on the day that Biden finally threw his white flag up was the day that there was a poll saying that Trump was now 7 points ahead in Michigan. That's a depth changer. But
no, Piers, you know, wait a minute. No, Piers, you know that I've been saying for a year, and I've been saying it on this program, that Joe Biden was definitely going to lose. He had a 0 chance because he was so deeply unpopular and his favorabilities were so low. And I was trying to snap the Democratic voters and politicians out of it. And you're welcome. I did. Having said that, that's not because Donald Trump was so popular. I'm saying almost anybody could beat Donald Trump. He's one of the 3 most unpopular people who have ever run for president. The problem is the Democrats put the other 2 against him, Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden.
It's comical how horribly this aged. You know, it's absolutely comical how horribly this aged. Not only did Donald Trump end up winning the election, he ended up winning the popular vote. So not only did Donald Trump, because the Democrats will always say, oh yeah, the Republicans only win because of this archaic electoral college system that we have, whatever. Donald Trump won the popular vote too. Not only did this age poorly in terms of Donald Trump just winning the election, he won the popular vote. I mean, how much more of a sign and a signal do you need to see that this is a horrible take and that Donald Trump was actually massively popular? Not just Donald Trump, but the ideology of, F this woke stuff. We're tired of this woke stuff. Let's go with somebody who has some common sense in their brain and who's going to take down this woke nonsense that Cenk Uygur and others have been pushing. This is wild how horribly this aged.
Right, but you're missing my
point.
I'll
bring Vinny in. And we'll win easily.
Well, hang on. Let's talk over each other. The point, Vinny, the point I would make, just before I let you respond to that, is that it's all very well, but we all know the election comes down to a few swing states. And Michigan is absolutely key. The Democrats have to win in Michigan, really, to have any chance. And to have a 7-point gap announced on Sunday morning, that is why I think Biden was basically told by the grandees of the party, you've got to stand aside. that. I mean, he was going to get flatlined.
But Piers, of course.
Hold on.
I mean, that's
Piers,
not the only stat.
First of all, whatever. Hey, Cenk, whatever. Because Cenk, I believe you're in California. Whatever marijuana you're smoking, I want you to share with the rest of us. Because you are out of your mind.
Problem.
Donald Trump is an unpopular president. Are you freaking bananas? Have you seen the rallies?
You live in a bubble,
You're
Vinny.
delusional. And Cenk, you're going to go down in history.
You can't read
when
numbers.
People see you, bro, and I actually like you, Cenk, I actually like you a lot, and I'm being genuine. I wish you would have. If you're better than Kamala, you're better than Joe. I'm being honest with you. But Cenk, you're going to go down as that guy when people see you. That's the guy that just hates Trump. That's what kind of existence is that?
I can read numbers.
And let's be honest. The Democratic Party, hold on, Cenk. The Democratic Party, let's be honest. What are you guys doing? Look at your top picks. Kamala Harris, Gavin the Snake Newsom, Hillary Clinton, Pete Buttigieg, Gretchen Whitmer. What do you guys have? At least the other side, mind you, I'm not a Republican, but I am voting for Donald Trump. As at least Vivek Ramaswamy, they have people that are energetic, that love this country. The other side is ridiculous, man. Like, what are we talking about? Like, it's unbelievable.
Guys.
By the way, I was in New York, Piers. I was in New York with Patrick Bet-David. We were there on a little vacation. And you think New York, you know, a lot of Democrats, you should see the amount of Donald Trump hats that I saw. And even after the assassination attempt, after the freaking coup attempt,
I'm actually, Vinny, I'm in New York, and I've seen it. And not only seen it, I've been amazed anecdotally how many people are telling me they're going to vote Trump. Way more than I can ever remember in New York. So, Cenk, I'm not sure you're right about this. I felt in 2016 that many people were missing the Trump train.
You know what's crazy about all this too is it's not that Donald Trump won over all these people. I think he did win over people, obviously. But it's funny how, like, the past couple of elections, it's never really about voting for someone that people really believe in. A lot of people switched over and voted for Donald Trump, not because I think that a lot of them really believed in Donald Trump and, like, they love him, they're hardcore fans of Trump now. I think a lot of them are just tired of the nonsense that is the other side. They elected in the previous election, an empty vessel of a human being. And they realized, like, oh shit, hold on, we're going way too far here with this. Let me back up and go vote for somebody with some more common sense takes. In the previous election before that, it was never anybody was super fans of Joe Biden. It's not possible. They just hated Donald Trump. Now they're brainwashed to hate Donald Trump and hate everything that he stands for. But the point still stands. These people who are saying in New York that they're voting for Donald Trump, that Piers Morgan's talking about here, it's not because they love Donald Trump now. All of a sudden they just flipped a switch, and after 8 years they're like, hold on, I actually love Donald Trump's personality. Overnight they just switched. Like that obviously didn't happen. It's because they realized how ridiculous the other side is being, how ridiculous people like Cenk Uygur are being, and they realized they have to shut that down.
I'd been down in Middle America, and I could feel it roaring away, and I could feel intense dislike for Hillary Clinton. And I got to say, I'm feeling it exactly the same again now. And it's been, I think, a result of several things. The debate debacle, where Trump managed to conduct himself by Trump standards in a very smart way. He was pretty measured most of the time. He allowed Biden to effectively hang himself on live TV. Then the response to the assassination. And now I think he's coming out with all guns blazing, pardon the analogy, given what happened to him, but literally using what happened to him to fuel a sense that he's the strong guy in the room. That the Democrats have never looked weaker. They've now had their leader had to stand down. And they've got a completely... in Kamala Harris, if it is her, someone who, if they're just going to be a like-for-like comparison, many Americans will go, you know what, Trump seems a stronger bet here. And that's the problem for the Democrats, is how do you get away from the fact that when he was shot, Trump did this in an act of defiance, and a lot of Americans went, wow, that was ballsy. Even Mark Zuckerberg called it badass.
Yeah, Piers, I called it badass. And in 2016, right around this time, I said Trump would win. So what I have is apparently an ability to read numbers that is just missing in Washington, D.C. So Joe Biden's numbers were pathetically low. They were in the 30s. He barely even got into the low 40s ever. But Donald Trump's numbers are terrible as well. They're usually hovering around the high 30s, low 40s. These are terrible numbers. You guys can use all the anecdotes you like. And Vinny, Brother, I got respect for you too, even though you say crazy conspiracy theories. I get it. We're both populists. We want the right thing for the American people. But you're in a bubble, brother. Just because you love Trump and everyone you know loves Trump doesn't mean that the country does. 55% of the country hates Trump. We just have to put a non-establishment candidate up and we'd win easily. But of course, again, Democrats panic and go, whoever's the leader, I'm going to support. Okay, just hold on. If we pick someone who wins...
I don't fully disagree with what Jack's saying here either. Not that I agree with the fact that they should win, but I think that the Democrats would win if they did just put a non-establishment or anti-establishment populist candidate, somebody who just says things that are popular with the people. I think they would win. And I think the fact that the Democrats have won the popular vote over and over and over again kind of proves that point. Once again, don't think they should win, but I think they would win. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about Vinny and Piers Morgan here absolutely annihilating this woke idiot Cenk Uygur here live on Piers Morgan Uncensored.